Yep,
I think
got
we're feeling a lot more voluminous now. First up winners, Group 4 taking on Group 21. Group 4 had a tight one against Group 19. Group 21 absolutely thumped the same side. Who do you reckon is going to win this one, Jeremy?
Well, I think the Group 21 boys are definitely favouritisms here to get the win, but the Group 4 boys have had a bit of time off.
They have actually. They were the first game.
Yeah.
It was about 10 o'clock this morning, and what are we now? 10 to 3, so they've had about 5 hours to put their feet up and take it easy.
It could definitely play a factor into it.
Yeah. Definitely Group 21 were pretty dynamic in their first game. I'm hoping they haven't changed. We've got our names and lists here. We haven't gone through the team, but you'll hear them as we get through the game. We'll mention most of the names, I'm pretty sure. And we got Sophie with us as well. Sophie, welcome aboard.
Thanks for having me,
to
boys.
the central commentary position. We'll just squeeze over a little bit as Group 4 kick off, and that finds touch. Good start for Group 4, not too good for Group 21, who are running away from the pool end of Scully Park. And I find ourselves with a scrum about 15 metres out. The feed to Group 4 in the blue and gold, whereas Group 21 are resplendent in their sort of Australian jersey with the green and gold. I'll get used to these names again. Scrum's been won, as you would expect, by Group 4, with a Cochrane taking the ball up. The halfback is the first receiver off the scrum. Centre of the field, 10 metres out. Wetherell takes the ball, passes on to one of his forwards who push into some rushing defence from Group 21. Still, they're only a couple of metres out with 4 tackles left to play. Coming back towards the centre of the field through Cochrane, then out to the number 11, Owen Duxbury, who's met again by 4 or 5 Group 21 players who push him back. They've actually lost a little bit of ground. Third tackle down, coming back towards the centre of the field. A big, long pass to the fullback Thrift, who finds his centre running hard and still falling about 4 metres out. Still 2 tackles to go. Group 21 holding firm. They go the short side, Group 4. That tackle is made with just 1 metre to spare as the ball comes back. Again for the Cochrane, who kicks it right across the field. 16 is there in the form of Darcy Wallace, and well taken by Group 21. Good defence there. What do you guys reckon?
Yeah, I thought it was great pressure defence there by Group 21. They got up off that line. The line's been pretty important, and they had more than that one in a tackle, so it was good.
Jeremy?
Good take there by Darcy. He's sprinted back to that 20 and he's made a good 12, 13 metres, which has definitely put the boys on the front foot.
Sam Carr, who's been dynamic for Group 21, gets the ball up to the 35, onto the centre of the field as we roll through the forwards and get across halfway. This is Group 21's first opportunity with the ball in this matchup. Just a couple of minutes gone and it's still 0-0 between Group 4 and Group 21 as we turn it back inside to big Zane Groves rumbling it up the middle. Still a couple of tackles to go on the 35-metre mark. You've got Seckold coming out to the open side. He's met there. I think we've still got 2 more tackles to go. Again, it's Jack Foley into the centre of the field. Now they can go left or they can go right. They're 15 metres out, Group 21, and their first chance to have an attack at the Group 4 line. They come to the right with the dribbling kick coming through. That's taken by Group 4 in their own in goal. He's met by 4 or 5 Group 21 players who hold him in goal. Good attack from Group 21.
No better set really there to finish there. There wasn't a lot of room out wide. He's put that grubber nicely into the in goal, and yeah, they get to go again. Quick drop out so the boys aren't set.
Nicely taken there by the big number 8, Zane Groves, who runs it back into the defence and starts this set of 6 for Group 21 on the 20 metre as they're heading towards the shed end of the ground, if you will. Sam Carr pushes away from a couple. He's just 2 metres in from the grandstand touch end. Always makes ground, that young fella, whenever he gets the ball. Over to Cochrane, picking up the number 10, and over to Wetherell by the look of it, who was tackled in the midfield. Lost a bit of ground there. They're 15 metres out, still assaulting the Group 4 into the field. Fitzsimmons passes the ball on to number 2, Heath Bass, who crashes through a couple. He's brought down 2 metres out. Still a couple of tackles left to go in this set. Coming back through the number 10, Nate Rothel, before another Group 21 player is held up by 4 or 5 Group 4 players on the final tackle in the shadow of the post. The ball comes out through Cochrane. He picks up the number 2, Heath Bass, who passes it out to Carr, who just drops it cold. And Group 4 pick up the ball and work their way back out of it. Not too bad, but not a great ending, was it?
No, I think the number 3 there for Group 21, Sam Carr, I think he was thinking a bit too much before he caught that ball.
Sophie, what do you think?
Yeah, I think their attacking set prior to that, they had the speed there and they had the energy there, but that just seemed a little bit confusing for Group 21, I thought.
Group 4 coming out of their end of the field. They're up to about the 30-metre mark on about the third or the fourth tackle. We've got about 4 minutes into this under-18s clash. No scorers yet at Scully Park. These two teams having won both of their games against Group 19. So winner takes all for this one in the Tri-Series tournament. On the 40-metre mark, right in the centre of the field. Group 4 working their way up, just getting to halfway on the fifth tackle. What option do you think they're going to take? I expect they're going to punch it downfield. Goes to Cochrane. He just goes for a little chip over the top. There's 4 of them rushing through, including himself. He regathers, positions the number 2, Sam Archer, and he's in the corner. What a fantastic try.
Great work by the number 7 there. Little chip and chase. Everyone was probably expecting him to punch it into that corner, but he's seen a little bit of space there, and the bounce of the ball just went his way, and it was good work by him.
That's the way it goes sometimes, Sophie, isn't it? You take a chance and it bounces your way.
Yeah, that was all about the bounce too, but I think he saw the Group 21 defence had pushed up a little bit higher than what they may have needed to do, and he took the opportunity and it really worked well for him.
Great support from Sam Archer in the headgear there, getting the first try of this under-18s match on or about the 15-minute mark. Now we've got number 1, Harrison Thrift, with a fairly difficult conversion attempt. I can't remember how well he went in the first game. I don't think it was spectacular, if I can put it that way. Who's backing him in?
Well, we keep. It seems to be a common thing in this commentary box. We all keep putting mockies on goal kickers today.
Oh, well, I'll continue the theme. I reckon he'll get it. Here he goes. Oh, that's right. He actually did quite well. I forgot about the golf manoeuvre he does with his right arm.
It's different. I haven't seen a style like that before.
And you may not see it too many more times, given that one missed as well. 4-0 it is on the scoreboard here at Scully Park. Just under 14 minutes to go with Group 4 leading Group 21. Probably a little bit of a surprise because Group 21 did have the best of the beginning, didn't they?
They did, yeah. And they're quite fast, Group 21, so they're probably going to have to shake that set off and just hope that their pace is going to keep them down there.
With the restart, also Group 21 trying to get it into touch, but they don't manage it. The number 4 in Scott Kendall picks it up for Group 4 and brings it back to start this set on the 20-metre line. Through the dummy half to pick up another forward who is belted and absolutely thrown to the ground. That man, Sam Carr, he's dangerous in attack and he is in defence for Group 21. As we move towards the middle of the field through the number 9, Darcy Wetherall, picking up another forward and landing on the 30-metre mark. That's about the third tackle in this set after scoring points for Group 4. The decoy runner, the number 6, Leif Dietrich, turns it back in for another one of his boys to get tackled on the 35-metre mark. Still a couple of tackles to go. They're not quite up to halfway. Gone with the early kick, though. Not exactly a deep kick. Goes into touch on the full. That's a bit of a bad mistake for Group 4.
Yeah, he's not too happy with that kick, I don't think. He took to the ground there, knowing that he's made the errors. So Group 21 now, this is where they need to use that pace and just keep going forward.
Certainly saw some very dynamic runs in the first game from Group 21. Don't know if they've necessarily started this one as well, have they?
No, I think they've started a little bit lethargic. I think, as we spoke about at the start, the fact lifting tackle there, and yet the refs said, yep, over the horizontal.
I do find it amusing that they get penalised for lifting tackles all the time, yet they continue to do it. What are they thinking?
Yeah, they're not. They're definitely not.
They're fatigued. Fatigue's kicking in,
it's
making errors.
As we go with the tap restart just before the 30, and we get down to about the 25-metre line for Group 21. A great platform and an opportunity to score their first points of this match up against Group 4 and get back into the game. Moving it out to the second rower there, looks like Jack Botfield. It's tackled down. Wetherall comes to the right. He's picking up his front forward in Bothell. Big, booming, decent run by one of the Group 21 players who lands at the shadow of the left-hand upright. Out the back to Wetherall, who skips around one before 2 guys turn up from Group 4, wrestle him back. They actually spun him around and took him back out of the in goal into the field of play. Couple of tackles to go there, hard on the Group 4 line. Big back line set up. Cochrane steps and swerves and gets tackled again. Now we're on their 5th tackle. Who's going to take the kicking option for Group 21? It comes to the forward. Goes to the number 4. I thought that might have been Cooper, probably Eden Hampstead, I suspect. We've got a knock on there. Who's going to be coming up with this ball? What'd you say?
I think that's Group 21's ball there. The boys are just a little bit disjointed. I think they were a little bit excited. They they drew in that defence on the line. There was about 5 or 6 blokes right around the play of the ball. If they would have just let the ball sing a little bit and got it out to these fast outside backs, I think they would have scored a try there. So
Quite agree. Bit of white line fever for the Group 21 boys. Some youthful energy. Looks like number 1, Callum Winter, feeding that. They're coming the short side. They've got numbers. Sam Carr draws and passes and gives that over to, what's his number plate? Was that the number 16, Darcy Wallace? It was. Headgear. We got the white headgear wingers on both sides down this end of on the grandstand end of the field, and it is now 4-0 between Group 21 and Group 4. A good hit back, Sophie.
I think they were pretty lucky with that one. Zane Groves had a great run before and then just sort of got wasted. So I think they were lucky to get the footy back there, and they just went back to basics, completed the set, and it worked for them.
A nice little move off the scrum, actually, for Group 21. Got themselves 4-all with, we're 10 minutes already into the this clash between Group 4 and Group 21. Now, this man, Dylan Keane, was kicking him from all parts of the ground in the first game against Group 19, and he's literally, what are we saying, about 2 millimetres inside the touchline? What do you reckon? Am I about spot on with that?
I think he's trying to put that tee on the touchline.
Just
so he can
about.
let everybody know it was from the touchline.
He might be showing off here, is he?
Well, I think he is, because he was punishing them, and this is his favoured side as a right footer. He does like to take his time, maybe waiting for a gust of breeze to either turn up or disappear, or for his Group 21 mates to get a breather.
Mm-hmm.
As he moves into the ball, gives it a hefty kick and pushes it right across the uprights. 4-all it remains with 9 minutes to go in this first half between Group 4 and Group 21. Well, both teams fairly even at this stage, wouldn't you say, Jeremy?
Yeah, very even. I think the Group 21 boys have got them for a bit of pace when they need to use it, but I just think that little bit of lethargic from the last game's probably still set there. So just got to keep pushing themselves and get to half time, and I think you'll see the second half they'll start really firing with a bit of a rev up from the coach.
Group 4 restart, sent it down to the sunny end of the corner, which pretty much everybody is doing at this stage for the last couple of hours. And this set starts on the 20-metre line, 10 inside the hill side of touch at Scully Park. Second tackle takes it up to the 30-metre line for Group 21. Not a bad start. They were certainly making a lot more territory against Group 19. It's a bit harder going against the defenders of Group 4. Third tackle, we're up over the 40-metre line. Weatherall keeps coming towards the grandstand side. Nice move there. That looks like, I would have said Cooper Meldrum, but he normally wears some headgear, so I'll have to check his number plate.
Dylan Keane, that was.
There we go, Dylan Keane, number 9. Weatherall, that goes through 13. Jack Foley, who has passed it along to another Group 21 player who just keeps pushing and pushing. He kept looking for support, and I think the rest of his blokes were saying, no, you just do it. And he did. He put it down beside the upright. Can't ask for better than that, Sophie, after scoring points, going the length of the field and scoring another one.
That's that Zane Groves there again, and I think he and Jack Foley, they play Scone together.
Yep.
So you could see that little bit of confidence there, that they had one another's back. Jack was through himself. He could have kept running, but Zane's obviously there calling for the ball, and it's it was perfect. It's lovely to watch.
And I had just spent the last couple of moments saying these teams were evened up and the defence is pretty solid, and they went and proved me completely wrong, Jeremy.
Well, I think the way that the Group 21 boys played that set, they were so much more direct with their running. They were running hard, whereas before they were trying to spread the ball a little bit. They just went back to basics there, ran the ball hard, and then you see what comes off the back of that.
You mentioned the lethargy perhaps in the legs of Group 21. Maybe it took them 10 minutes to warm things up after having that break from earlier.
Yeah, definitely. And as we all know, big Zane Groves running through there and putting a step on the fullback, I'd say, again, that story will be told as a hell of a lot longer of a run than 20 metres. I think that started from his own half, that one.
All right, Dylan Keane lining this one up much easier, just slightly to the right of the right upright. Again, he continues to go through the same process, take just as much time, whether he's doing it from the sideline or from dead in front.
It's what it's all about, isn't it? Consistency.
The process.
Yeah.
And as expected, he punches it through for a 10-4 lead for Group 21 over Group 4. 6.5 minutes to go in this first half. Once again, these two teams had a good win, both of them against Group 19, so the winner will take the victory for this one. Beautiful shiny cup down there. I assume that goes to the group that comes up with the most victories today. Till anyone tells me otherwise, that's what I'm going to go
We'll
with.
have to find that one out.
We'll need to get a producer onto that. As Group 4 kick it off and get down to Group 21's own try line. They're running it back out and get to the 20-metre line, almost to the centre of the field. A good start for their next set of 6, although very slow play the ball. The referee doesn't seem overly fussed. Says get up and play the ball as we go the short side for Group 21. Through a couple of players, some very tired players. Looks like a winger there is doing some good work for their forwards and gets it up to about the 45-metre line for Group 21. Pretty easily going to get over halfway this time. Group 21 player is met with some heavy defence from Group 4, doing their best to slow him down. Weatherall coming out to the open side, picking up what I suspect might have been St. Groves, who passes it back to him. Now we've got the back line being set alight. Here's number 12, Keane, giving it to Carr, who dummies to Darcy Wallace, decides to hang on and then gets tackled on the 10-metre line. We've still got more tackles for Group 21. Group 4 need to stop this urgently or they're going to let this scoreboard get well out of hand. We're on the final tackle now, 8 metres out as we come over to the right through Fitzsimmons, who dribbles it through. There are a couple of chases and it's knocked dead by Group 4. Another great set of 6 after scoring points.
They've just found their groove, I think. It's funny what it takes when they realise from that last try, that direct running and hard running, what it can do. And
do you reckon the word came out from the coach saying, hey, work once, it'll work again?
I would definitely say that's come out from the coaching staff, yes.
Yeah, I think maybe the words of pull your finger out, play our game.
Thanks for cleaning that up, Sophie.
Yeah.
Could be kids listening, thank you.
Yeah.
Group
Of your ear. Pull your finger out of your ear.
Group 4, they take the restart and get themselves back to the 25-metre line. The referee blows the whistle. I think somebody had something to say there, actually.
Yeah, he said it was a bit of mouth.
Yeah, interesting. In the girls' game, someone just got sent straight away for that. So
a bit more tolerant of the boys being a bit lippy. As Group 21 take it up right into the centre of the field. On or about the 10-metre line, they've got 5 tackles to do something. 4 minutes to go in this first half. They can certainly soak up some plenty of time. They've got themselves a big back line, but he decided not to use it. He had players running in left and right directions and decided, actually, you know what, I'm just going to get tackled now. We come over to the short side through the halfback who picks up Wallace, who scores another try, this one in the corner. He's a good finisher, that winger.
Big cut-out ball to him too. He's young Darcy. He's, from all reports I've been told, he's a little young rep player. I think he's been down towards the Bulldogs area and he's definitely got a bright future ahead of him.
Good pass from Jackson Smith. Sometimes, Sophie, I'm a bit critical of the cut-out ball if it's a big looping thing, but when it's a big direct, it's like a missile, that's when it's actually doing the right thing.
Exactly right. And I think, too, it was very important there that Sam Carr did not get his fingers to that ball because it was definitely for the winger there. And Jackson Smith did execute that perfectly. He saw it, he took his time, and it was great.
All right, so Dylan Keane is now back on exactly the same spot he was just a few minutes ago, with the score now 14-4 to Group 21. It doesn't seem that long ago that they were down 4-0, and they've really come back and gone bang, 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 haven't they?
They've definitely just found their groove. I think that it's so simple, a game of football, that hard running, what it can do.
I think it's a little bit tricky too, like we said earlier, having only a handful of training sessions. To find that groove. And lucky enough, I know a few of the Group 21 boys, they play together. So if you're able to have that, a familiar teammate next to you, it does help. But
absolutely.
Group 21 look the best when they're in the middle and they're just rucking it out.
Here goes Dylan Keane, taking his time. There's still 2.5 minutes to go in this first half. He's soaked up most of that trying to convert this as he moves into the ball. Has he learnt from the first time? No, he hasn't. In fact, he's almost repeated exactly the same kick as it's moved to the right of the uprights, and the score remains 14-4. Pretty much, you got to wonder whether Group 4 are thinking about some sort of a trick shot. We did see in the last game in first grade between Group 19 and Group 21 some short kickoffs that actually paid off for Group 19.
You don't really expect it, do you?
You really don't? Are they going to try it? No, it's neither. It's neither long, it's neither short. It's just a bit of nothing, really. As Group 21 bring it back, and they're going to start their set of 6.
Just had a bit of information from our producer there. The under-18 and the women's, they both have a shield they're playing for, and that big shiny cup that we see down there on the halfway lines for the first grade.
All right, thank you for that, producers. Excellent work. So we know that the winner of this game is going to be taking home a shield this afternoon. Group 21 get themselves a penalty with 30 seconds to go. The ball's kicked out on the 50-metre line. Are they going to try anything, or are they just going to hit it up and then let's take it to oranges?
Oh, I think we'll definitely see something here in this set. Good strong tackle there.
We just saw Julian Stewart punished by Group 4 by not running up too hard. Might want to work a little harder on that young fella. As the 13 Foley brings it out to Fitzsimmons. There's a big space there for Group 21. He steps, he swerves. What a fantastic cover tackle by the fullback from Group 4. That was a try saver. Gee, not a lot of leniency from the referee. I don't know if he could have got up much quicker than that.
I don't like you.
And he's been put in the bin as well. See, I've got to say, I don't think that was necessary for the penalty, and I certainly, well, I wasn't there to hear what the player said, but I'm assuming it wasn't complimentary to the referee. But a player for Group 4 has been marched to the bin for 10 minutes. We've still got ourselves about 30 seconds to go in this first half. Somebody get his number plate and see who it is that's been put off as Group 21 work their way towards the centre of the field. They've only got about 20 seconds, maybe a couple of plays to finish this off and score some points. Perhaps they could have gone for the penalty. There we go, number 10 for Group 21. Nate Rothall went the crash play, but he was held up by Group 4, so well done. Good defence by that side. Group 21 scurrying back to see if they can get one play before the clock plays out. They're going to get one in. What are they going to come up with? Comes to Jackson Smith. He kicks over the top. As we see, that man again, Darcy Wallace, took the ball on the full. Did he get it down? What a great opportunity. What a great way to finish the game, Sophie. Or finish the half, Sophie.
That was great. Once again, that came down to communication and being that team player. Sam Carr just needing to take that step back and let Darcy handle the footy then. And that was a great kick and great play there by Jackson Smith.
Hat-trick in the first half. Not too bad, Jeremy?
Not too bad at all. I feel bad for the fullback there from Group 4, though. He's made a really good legs tackle, and I think the ref might have tried to want him to get up a little bit too quick. Obviously, he shouldn't have probably lipped him afterwards, but
for sure,
very unlucky.
But I agree with that. There is actually no benefit to a legs tackle in the modern game of rugby league, is there?
No, there isn't.
No. Although you need to get one of your other players to get there and get onto him as quickly as possible. So, it is a team sport at the end of the day. Dylan Keane, who is really getting used to kicking from this side of the field. This is his third attempt. Although he's yet to be successful in this first half. He's only put one over. It's currently 18-4, and the halftime siren has definitely gone off as he measures his run up once again.
Knowing Dylan, he would not be very happy with his kicking days. He lives out at Merriwa. He plays for the Scone Thoroughbreds in the under-18s, and he's down at the local oval nearly every single afternoon with about 30 footies, just constantly kicking. We have to tell him to shuffle along when we get down there to train for seniors, but he would not be happy with how he's kicking so far today.
Well, the wind is definitely blowing from left to right, so he needs to aim a little bit more to the left, I think, as he moves into it. And, well, I don't want to point out how right I was, but I was right.
Is that 3 strikes and you're out?
You've got to think that might well be the case. Perhaps the second half will be better when he's got a breeze behind him. So we are at oranges in this game. Again, 18-4 to Group 21 taking on Group 4. The winner of this one will be taking the shield home for the Under-18s Tri-Series tournament. We'll take a breather and we'll be back with more very shortly. Hello and welcome back to Scully Park. Bear, Jeremy and Sophie doing the coverage for this under-19s clash between Group 4 and Group 21. Group 21 kicking off, heading towards the swimming pool end of Scully Park, and with a handy lead of 18-4, they kick it to the sunny corner, as everybody does, and it goes dead in goal. Jeremy, what's the punishment for that? I don't know that one.
Yeah, well, back at our club, that would be a roll of the dice, but we won't go into that game. For these boys, it looks like it's paid off, so now they're going to have to defend their line straight away when they were expecting to be complete in the first set.
Well, you can't argue with the tactic of kicking it out of that sunshine, can you, Sophie? They obviously had no idea where it was.
They didn't. That was a great nudge, wasn't it?
And the dropout didn't do too much as young Riley Fitzsimmons takes the ball up, the 5'8". Foley playing in its dummy half, hands it over to Toby Jameson as Group 21 continue the assault on the Group 4 line with plenty of tackles in hand. That one's handed over to Flynn Mitchell, who's been very good, in fact excellent, as he bursts through some very flimsy defence. Sophie, you called it. Group 4 were looking to take the ball up, and they weren't looking forward to tackling this quickly in the second half.
No, and definitely I think few wise words from the coach at half time, and they've started a lot stronger, Group 21, than what they did in that first half.
Very much so. They got themselves a try right next to the right upright at 22-4. The clock actually hasn't started for this second half, so according to the timekeeper, it's still 20 minutes to go. According to our producer, Steve, what's the time on the clock, Steve?
18 minutes 34 to go.
A minute and a half into this second half. Thank you very much. Good to hear somebody's a professional around here, Steve.
Welcome.
I think his head's just getting bigger and bigger sitting over there.
No, it's just his headline that's getting shorter. Dylan Keane hasn't been sacked despite Sophie's calls to get him off the field and not converting at all. What do you reckon? You backing him in for this one? Surely.
Yeah, he's definitely getting this.
It was Flynn Mitchell, the 17. Just checking 17 isn't sitting on the sideline. No, I was right about that. And he guides it through the uprights and over the fence at the back of the field as well. So that one's for the kids to find at training this week. As we see the score balloon out to 22 points to 4. No, that would be 24 points to 4, I think. And the clock has been updated as well as Group 4 saunter their way up to the halfway line and are looking to try and force some sort of an error from Group 21 to get back into this match.
Yeah, the Group 4 boys would not be happy with that. They it was a pretty easy try to let through. There was enough boys there to tackle and he just sliced straight through.
And the kickoff goes down to Group 21, who has burst through. Wish I could see who that player was, and he's managed to get himself up and over before being tackled by two Group 4 players. Group 21 very much on the boil in this second half. These boys have warmed up, and they've warmed up well. Fitzsimmons gets the ball. He feeds it along to another back rower who comes down on the 30-metre line. They've got plenty of tackles in hand. Group 4 won't want to let him score. Fitzsimmons, again, he's been really busy in this second half. He's touched the ball more than anybody else, including the referee, I would have thought. 13, Jack Foley at dummy half, feeds it over to 18, Riley Matum, who takes on the defence. We've still got a couple of tackles to go. 10 metres out, Group 21, almost up to centre field. Foley finds the 7 in Cochrane, who picks up the number 2. Here goes Sam Carr, bursting through a couple. He gets the ball away with a flick pass to Wallace, who goes into the corner, but the referee says, no, you got 3 tries. That'll do you for this afternoon, young fella. You don't get another one.
Wallace even gave the Group 4 player a bit of a pat on the back. I think he was saying, good defence there, mate.
There we go. Group 4 take it up now through their try scorer in Sam Archer, I think that was, who gets the ball up to about the 30-metre line. Group 4 with their first touch of the ball for some time going into the end of the first half and now the beginning of the second half. They're working their way up and getting over the 40-metre line before being met by some really tough Group 21 defence, throwing him back over the 40-metre line. As the number 9, Darcy Weatherall for Group 4 plays it up, and his forward takes it up to the 45-metre line. We're coming over to the grandstand side. He's met really quickly. This defence is far quicker than Weatherall has had to experience earlier on today, certainly when they were taking on Group 19. He was enclosed a little bit in there. We've got out to the winger. Again, this is Sam Archer given the opportunity to sprint down the side. He's tackled on the 30-metre line. Cochrane picks the ball up, puts up and under. It's right in the middle of play, and it's very, very well taken care of by Group 21. Good defence there from Group 21, really not allowing Group 4 much space to play with.
No, and they were definitely getting men in the tackle too to slow it down, which is bringing it back to their pace that they want to defend at. And now it's all about getting back to that process they were at in that first half. Don't worry about the scoreboard and how far you are in front. Just get into running hard, straight, just like that.
There's a hard run. That would have to be Flynn Mitchell. He's been running hard all day for Group 21. He almost deserves to start, but I guess he's coming on against some tired defence too. And again, another one of the bench players, Riley Matum, takes the ball up, feeds it to Foley, who gets through and gets a pass away to the number 7. Oh, Jackson Smith loomed up behind. He juggled it once, he juggled it twice, and unfortunately went down. It would have been a fantastic try, Sophie.
It would have, and I think, to be honest, at the end of the day, like we said, not much training, and Group 21 coaches are actually clapping on the bench there. So I think they're impressed with the way the ball's moving between the boys.
Yep.
And it is those little errors, but they can see that it's there, and they've still got 14 minutes to go. So
at the end of the day, this is a trial match to find out who will be representing the under-18s Greater Northern Tigers side. You got to think there should be a fair few Group 21 players involved in that.
Yeah, I think there will be. They've definitely showcased their skills today.
Group 4 working their way out, getting up to about the 17-metre line, possibly even wandering up towards the 20 there for their second tackle, coming towards centre field. Hard going, but still they're making some yards. They're going to have to try a trick shot or two if they want to get into this match. They are down 24-4, and we've got 13 and a half minutes to go in this second half between Group 4 and Group 21. That's the number 14, Declan Rooney, who has been very good in the first game. We might see him find a little bit more space in this second half. He's there with Weatherall, who sends it out to the back line. That's met pretty well by the forwards for Group 21 as we get over halfway, and it's the final tackle for Group 4. What have they got in store for us? It goes to the halfback, Isaiah Cochran, who chips over the top. That's worked once. Will it work at a second time? They got the ball back, and a great tackle from behind. I'm pretty sure that might have been Carr shutting that down. Enterprising play, nearly came off. And we're going to have to, Jeremy, you're going to have to get off. We've got a special guest here.
Nah,
you can stay.
We found an extra headset.
Well, we're going to welcome to the central commentary position a legend for Australia, New South Wales, Balmain and the University of Hawaii, one Paul Serenen.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. Nice to be here.
What brings you to Tamworth today?
I've started a role with New South Wales Rugby League in January as a RISE coordinator. There's a program that we run regionally for under 13s, 14s, 15s and the girls too. So it's a fantastic program. So I'm part of that too. And Group 19 is actually in part of my area. So just sort of a bit nice to come down and just catch up with some people, watch a bit of football and get a feel for it. Yeah.
There are worse ways to spend an afternoon.
Oh, it's lovely too, and just by chance we had the NRL game here yesterday, so good timing.
Indeed. Paul, what have you seen from these under 18 sides?
Under 18s,
what do you like?
Well, Group 21 very impressive, aren't they? Yeah, there's some talented footballers there too. They've looked really good, but they'll it's they come up against the city sides. Well, the sides from Sydney it is another step up again. So. But I'm certainly liking what I'm seeing here in the from some of the boys. The skill level is great.
Well, we were talking about the fact this is like a trial match for the Greater Northern Tigers sides that will be put together for next year. So we'll see the cream of these players hopefully getting an opportunity. And you never know, one or two of them might be able to sneak through to an academy side or something like that.
Oh, sure, yeah. And no doubt with the city country side games next week down in Sydney, I think that'll be another good opportunity for boys to put their hands up, boys and girls. So, yeah, we'll see how
I've got to ask you about the state of origin. New South Wales, we've just lost Cleary and we lost Tom Trebojevic. What's the way forward for 2024? What do you reckon?
Boy, oh boy. Oh, look, whoever pulls the jersey on will do the job for us.
Yeah.
So, imagine had a squad of 34 players to start with. We've certainly lost a couple from that, but fingers crossed. Some of the Roosters boys look like they're hitting a bit of form too at the right time. So
yes.
It's very timely for us. So, yeah, we'll see what we come up with, mate. But I have no doubt whoever pulls the blue jerseys on will give their best.
Absolutely. As we're watching, with 10 minutes to go in the second half between Group 21 and Group 4. Group 21 on attack. They spill the ball. The referee says we'll scrum that down. Times have changed when we talk about scrums, Paul, from your time playing, haven't they?
Yeah.
Remember you used to pushing them?
Not so much pushing these days. It's more of a chance just to have a bit of a rest and catch up with everyone.
It does.
There, but
one can only imagine the conversation that used to occur in the scrums when the likes of Benny Elias were there with Mario Fenech. You would have been right there for that sort of thing.
I was privy to that, but I certainly won't repeat what was said during those times.
Probably a good thing. Kids could be listening. Thank you.
Exactly right.
Group 4 have got the ball and they're taking the ball up on or about their 30-metre line. They're going to have to do some hard work to get back into this one. Sophie, 24-4. What can they do? What do you reckon they should be doing at this point?
I think, unfortunately, Group 4 have let the refs, cause sort of getting their heads a little bit, and they seem to be out for revenge, but not really focusing on what's in front of them. They're getting a little bit too worried about the calls that are being made and not just taking the footy forward and making metres.
Getting a little bit frustrated, do you think?
Definitely.
Right on halfway for Group 4. Still down 24-4. They're shuffling it out the back line. They've got some space there, but the number 4 for Group 21, Cooper Meldrum jams in there and shuts that one down. They keep coming that way through Cochran, who's been very busy and he loves the chip and chase. As they get an excellent bounce. You can't ask for better than that. The number 12, Noah Hooley, much to the delight of the local crowd, goes in for a try. And have they got themselves back into that one? What do you reckon?
There's a high chance there. There's still plenty of time in the game, so they get back quickly and pot this one over, and there's still another 8 minutes to go, so still plenty of a chance to come back. Ciro, it's great to have you here, and it's nice to meet you. Just want to know your thoughts on the women's game and the progression and
incredible, yeah. Oh wow, yeah. Look, I've been friends with Tasha Gale. Tasha Gale was one of the pioneers of women's rugby league back in the day where they had to fundraise themselves, buy their own gear to go and she was playing for Australia. This is 20 years ago. So the changes and the training, the opportunities are absolutely fantastic now. The women's game, and certainly looking forward to a 3-game series for the State of Origin with the women's, which will kick off on Thursday.
And the numbers are huge. Night. People watching, people going to the games, they're loving it.
But I must say, it's like watching rugby league from 25, 30 years ago, where there's all the wrestling there, and there's they tackle, they get off, and there's a lot of ball movement too. So it's I know a lot of blokes my vintage who thoroughly enjoy it.
Yeah,
they
more pure version
of
rugby league.
It probably is a less sort of less wrestling and that sort of thing around the ruck too. So which is always nice.
I like the fact that you don't see, when somebody's getting tackled in the NRL, usually there's about 8 guys who throw their hands in the air to appeal to the referee. The girls just get on with it.
Yeah,
let's play the ball. Let's take the next
that'll come in time. Don't worry.
We've got that to look forward to.
You bet.
All right, the score is 24-10, with Group 21 still leading. 7.5 minutes to go in this clash. The winner takes the shield for the under-18s for the Tri-Series tournament. Kicking off down to the sunny end, Cochrane gets the ball and brings it back to one of his big boys, who takes it up and gets knocked down at about the 15-metre mark. Group 4 probably going to have to put on a trick shot or two to really to get back into this game. Another try will have Group 21 a little bit worried if they can manage it. See, with the arms in the air. Thanks for illustrating my point, although it did just work.
Reggie's going to put the girls' New South Wales side in the corner and then just ask Paul another question on that.
Well, they decided to go with the touch, with a quick tap instead of kicking for touch. I think they'd probably robbed themselves of at least 15 metres, but nonetheless, Group 4 have worked their way up to about the 45-metre line. As they come to the open side, or pretty much to the centre of the field. Paul, are you going to be presenting some of the trophies and stuff today? Is it part of your role?
I'm not sure about that, but I'll
vouch for you. I reckon you should.
I'll go next door and find out if I'm required, so happy to help out.
Here we go, Group 4, Cochrane again, who's been very busy. He's been great, the halfback for the local side, although he just drops the ball down in front of one of his players who couldn't pick it up. He spilt it, and with just under 6 minutes to go, Group 21 have got it.
So we just mentioned, Paul, that we have the State of Origin coming up on this Thursday, and the three games that they're now getting the opportunity to play. What can you expect?
I think last year, certainly last year, I spoke to Kylie Hilda, the coach, about 2 or 3 months ago. They came into game 1 last year. A lot of the girls hadn't played in any football at all, so they were a little bit rusty. For a game of that standing
status.
In the community. Yeah, that's status, exactly right. That's the word I was searching for. So by the time we got to game 2, New South Wales looked a lot better outfit. Yeah, a lot more polished, and subsequently won the second game. And then we're all saying, well, you know what, it's a game 3, I guess. So which the NRL Commission have decided upon. So I think it's great for the women's game. So it's we'll know who the true champions are this year.
You're an Origin legend. Could you imagine what it would have been like back in the day to be the first game that you play in the season be State of Origin? There's a lot of pressure on players in that case, isn't there?
Yeah. I mean, your timing and everything like that too. And which we saw. I think the first game was in Canberra last year, and a lot of the girls looked like they probably needed a couple of games under their belt to start with. So.
Yeah.
But and I think the Queensland girls they did have their competition prior to that Origin game. They'd played a few games, so look, it'll be interesting. I know the girls have been in camp for several weeks now, and they're doing a lot of opposed stuff, a lot of contact stuff, So Yeah, so that'll put them in good stead, and we'll roll through that then into the NRLW after that. So
Which has been a great competition. It's great to see that there are more teams this season and more opportunities for girls to be able to play.
you betcha.
Yeah.
Good on you.
As Group 21 crash over and pretty much seal the deal on this one in under 18s. I didn't get the number plate.
Number 9, I think it was the hooker.
There we go. Number 9, Jaden Seckold, who has been excellent on the field for Group 21. About 7 or 8 metres to the left of the upright. Paul Sirenen, thank you very much again for joining us. Legend. And that takes the score out to 28-10 with about 3 minutes to go. We haven't been talking a lot about the game itself, but pretty much Group 21 just continued on from where they started at the beginning of this second half, Sophie.
Yeah, they looked like a different side in that second half, and I think they got that first half out of the way and the jitters and the errors, and I think the second half has shown the potential they could have. But in saying that, I think they could still be better. They've got some big names in their team, and I feel like they do such a good job getting together in such a short amount of time, and 20-minute halves. They do well to execute their plays and what they can do.
And there's a couple of really good under 18 side from Group 21 in the Greyhounds and Thoroughbreds in particular. Those two clubs have been probably dominating these numbers, but they've been dominating the competition recently too.
Yeah, they have, and I think a big thing, especially with Scone, I think Singo is very similar. You always hear about how Scone throughout their grades, from under 6s all the way through the first grade, they train the same. It's the same moves, It's the same process. So when they've come from those under 6s all the way up to under 18s, they've been together for so many years, and it's just like second nature to them. So it's good to see small country clubs producing some of the players that we've produced, and there's probably a few here that we'll see as well go a little bit further along.
Quite agree. As we see just over 2 minutes to go in this clash, 30-10 the score is between Group 4 and Group 21, as the tee, because it's impossible to kick off without a tee in the modern game, is raced out there. The ball boys decided to hang about as the kick-off by Group 4 just holds up in the air, and it's brought back by the number 2, Heath Bass, for Group 21. Dummy half takes it, feeds it off to the other winger there, Eden Hampstead, coming in for a little bit of work by the look of it. They're up to almost the 40-metre mark, coming out of their own goal after scoring points and having secured victory in this game. There's Meldrum, he's a tough runner. He could be in the back row as much as he could be a centre. He's a fast, he's a good young player. Weatherall putting it out to the back line through the number 7. There's 17, probably my favourite player, Flynn Mitchell, for the Group 21 under 18 side. He's been very busy in both games, made a big difference every time he came on the field. They're up to the 30-metre mark. Still with one final tackle to play. What are they going to do, Group 21? He comes out to the open side through Fitzsimmons, who throws a big cutout ball. That's taken by Meldrum. No, it's put down as he's been tackled. Gobbled up by the Group 4 player with less than a minute to play. Not too bad. What else would you expect at the dying stages?
A little bit tricky there for him, wasn't it? He was either half in the sun or half in the shade, so to get that ball would have been hard. But I think too, Group 21 have done well. It was sort of a bit of a glory play, I think, that one.
Yeah, why not throw the ball around at the end of this game as the seconds tick out. We're down to about 30 seconds. Group 4 just slowly working their way out of their own territory up to the 30-metre mark, centre of the field. They might be able to finish off with some kind of glory and add to their tally, but this will be it. Cochrane with, as you would expect, a chip over the top. This one didn't go well as the first one this afternoon, and it's taken by Group 21 in the Group 4 half. Probably about 8 metres inside as 17. Flynn Mitchell takes the ball up for Group 21. Pretty much time for just one more tackle as we'll see the end of this thing. Maybe not even that, actually, as they all roll away from it. Going to the short side through Jackson Smith. The ball goes down and then it's kicked out by Sam Carr. And we've got to say, time off by the referee, and congratulations for Group 21 under 18s to win this tournament today. How good did they play?
Yeah, it's very well deserved. I think they were clearly the better side here today. Just more, I think, pace. Sophie touched on it a fair few times. I think their pace just outdone both the other sides today. So it's well done to the young fellas.
Who's your man of the match, Sophie?
I think I'm going to have to give it to Jaden Seckold there for Group 21. It's his birthday. So a nice way to spend his birthday, and you know he's just a workhorse. That Jaden Secker. I get to watch him in Scone as well, and he's always
Yep.
a player that's just there to be around his teammates and do all the hard stuff. So
That's what you want from your number 9. Probably special mention to Darcy Wallace, the number 16, picking up a first half hat trick as well. All right, good call, guys. We'll take another break and then come back with the women's matchup between Group 4 and Group 21.
Matches for today. Some great big players all 3 matches. We have Craig Wilson here for the Bulldogs, the region's halfway providers. He'll be here to present the trophy to the victorious Group 21 side. So the Group 21 captain come up and receive the trophy. The Bulldogs have also kindly donated a match jersey for each man of the match today. So every team has got a jersey to present their man of the matches, and the Bulldogs will give this to each coach of the Group 4 and 21 side to choose their man of the match. For this match, it is Jack Tyler at the 13 from Richmond away.
Was that what you
No, he did it in that way.
Can someone get that lady to move? She's blocking the camera. The girls coming out. Pete's down there. Tell Pete.
Pete.